What's up, everyone? This is week 3 of doing these little Instagram Live little chats. Going to be joined by Don Moss in a bit. And yeah, looking forward to having a little chat with him because he's a cool dude and let's get him involved. 2 seconds. Just waiting for Dom to join in with us, and then we'll get to it. Here he is, the man himself. Yep. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. How's things?
Yeah, all right. I'm not to lose my marbles fully, but yeah.
Is that Jake Bannon I noticed above your head?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Very
we've got
nice.
the other one, the red version in V Rev. Oh, nice! Is that
cheeky little trap then one over it?
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, reason I kind of wanted to get you on, obviously, just to, like talk about shit in general, but obviously we were kind of together when shit hit the fan, pretty much.
yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to get your sort of perspective of like those sort of days leading up to everything, because I think none of us really knew what the fuck was going on. Obviously, we had the last 5 dates of the Ithaca tour with Big Thief pulled. So it was a bit like, oh, okay, this is a bit shit, but we're heading home.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, like, what was your kind of, like, view of things, like, going from that to where we are now? Like, did you kind of ever think we'd be where we are now? Like, where was your kind of headspace?
Well, when we were on the tour, I think it's weird because you're kind of in a bubble, you know, you're in a van, and then you get to a venue and you hang out and you play a show and you don't really pay that much attention to what's going on really in the outside world. So we'd seen stuff happening with it, and like you know, we knew that it was serious, but it didn't really feel like it was going to catch up with us that quickly. And then you know, Big Thief had been to Italy, and they'd said that they'd all had like really bad colds, like the week before we joined the tour, which, you know, in retrospect was maybe some of them getting coronavirus. And like the last couple of days, a few of us were really ill. Like I was feeling really bad on the last day, and then sort of getting back to London and then across to Manchester, I was like, oh shit, maybe I've got this thing, but it just all seemed to happen so quickly, you know. We were like about to play a show, and then it was like, okay, so they might be shutting down like all the shows, and it was like, okay, yeah, they're definitely splitting this one into a matinee and an evening one because they can't have gatherings over 1,000 people. And just before we went on, actually no, it was just after we'd come off. They were like, yeah, the evening show's been cancelled and the rest of the tour's been pulled. And it was wild, but at least, you know, we all got home safe. We weren't stuck in another country because
we were kind of like, as you say, like few people in that sort of touring group were starting to feel a bit kind of under the weather and haggard and stuff, and like I think we kind of chalked it up to it being a long tour and sort of that kind of scenario, and we were almost kind of joking like, oh, hope it's not corona. It's just kind of weird that we're now where we are, sort of thing.
Obviously, like got back home, and I think I was at work for 2 days before we had to close there as well. But it was wild. Like I think even after the shows had been cancelled, we were chatting to Big Thief and we're like, oh, we should all just go and, you know, find somewhere in the woods and go hang out there for like a day or two and not rush back home. And then like borders were being closed like the day or two after we'd got back. It was crazy. It didn't seem real. And it's weird how much we sort of underestimated it, like looking back at it now.
Well, in terms of kind of V Rev, you say like you guys had to obviously close pretty quickly because of the when we officially went into lockdown, like restaurants and bars and whatever were one of the first ones to go, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So how's that kind of impacted like what you're doing with the place? Has it kind of given you time to sort of, I don't know, maybe come up with new stuff for when you do open? Have you got ideas for what you want to do next?
Yeah, so we closed a couple of days before the official thing came down to close, just because it wasn't like a viable thing to do. I couldn't make sure that my staff were safe. Couldn't make sure that we would be able to actually make enough money to pay the the wages for people if we were in like a situation where we're just doing like takeaway and stuff. Because those last few days, even though lockdown hadn't officially started, I think a lot of people had already started self-isolating or were reluctant to go out, which is fair. And it's a weird thing because I don't know what the landscape will be like once lockdown's over, what restaurants will look like, the yen experience. Like, are we going to have 2 meters between tables? People have been talking about putting like perspex partitions between people and stuff like that. So it's going to be a strange one. So I think we're going to have to just play it by ear and just try and do it. Yeah.
Have you like spoken to like your staff and stuff about that kind of thing, or is it kind of a wait and see at the moment?
I've tried to keep everyone updated once I know stuff for sure, but I think it's probably not great saying I think this is going to happen or I think this might happen, because at the moment, just don't know when lockdown will actually be lifted or anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to get people in earlier if it's going to be a situation where they're being put at risk. So trying to keep it as ethical as possible as well, which is difficult. But I think when we reopen, it'll be like a stripped down menu, so we'll be able to try some new stuff, but keep everything quite easy to do. We'll probably focus more on like takeouts and stuff. It's a shame Deliveroo and people like that take such a big cut. But maybe we can start doing our own thing. See if any of our staff want to do like deliveries out on bikes and stuff. But like I said, just need to make sure that it's like a situation where people are going to be safe before we rush back into anything.
Yeah, and just in general, because obviously, like, I'm pretty much the complete opposite end of the country from where you are. Like, what's kind of Manchester sort of been like in general? Like, because I know, like, I haven't been there myself, but I know a few people like in Portsmouth. They've said when they've gone down for like their daily exercise on the beach, like especially when the weather's been nice, like there's still like fucking hundreds of people out on the beach and stuff. So has Manchester been quite contained? Like, how has it kind of been?
It's a weird one because Manchester is obviously like one of the densest populated places.
Yeah, exactly.
But where I live, it's not too bad. Like, obviously when it's sunny, you will have people going out and stuff like that. People going out for longer walks. I'm down near like the canals and like the marina and stuff, so you'll have people sort of like pottering about there. But it's not like a beach or anything like that. You're not getting big things. And Manchester's awful for green space, like absolutely terrible. So there's I've not seen people congregating on any of the parks or anything like that because there's not really any near me.
That's cool.
But it's it's weird. You go through town and sometimes you'll see quite a few people, but a lot of the time, especially earlier on in the day when it used to be heaving, it's just dead. And like loads of the restaurants and bars have boarded up their windows and stuff, so they don't get broken into, which is wild to see. It's like everything's just like properly closed down. But
that's weird. But obviously, like you mentioned, kind of having closed V Rev for the time being, but obviously that hasn't stopped you cooking.
Yeah.
Seeing your delights kind of over Instagram and stuff. So, like, what would you say has kind of been your favourite lockdown meal that you've made so far?
I've been eating loads of ramen, so that's gonna be the one. I found this recipe for doing like really nice ramen, like all the different components, like getting a solid broth, getting the tare, which is like this super reduced mirin and soy stuff that you put at the bottom of your bowl when you're having ramen, and then doing like flavored oils, so making like chili oil myself and mushroom and spring onion ones that would be nice. But it's like an involved process, so it takes like three hours or so to get it down. So I've been trying to bulk it out, and then especially those like the tare and the oil. If I've got loads of that, it'll last for a while, so I can just make different sort of twists on it.
Yeah,
Which has been good. So yeah, trying to cut down on it a bit now because I had it for like 8-9 meals in a row for like breakfast, lunch, dinner for a few days, and I was just a bit burnt out on it. But
yeah.
yeah, no, it's been
But
good.
have you kind of been like experimenting with like, because I know obviously we talked when we were on tour that you were kind of like toying with the idea of going to like culinary school and things like that. So have
Yeah.
you used this time to kind of experiment with stuff a bit more?
Yes, I've been cooking stuff that I've not made before. It's just a shame. Like I live alone, and cooking for one person is never as much fun as like cooking for someone else. So I've been trying to experiment with that, and I've been looking at the different schools and stuff that are out there. There's quite a few different like vegan ones now. Whether it's like a 3-month thing, a 6-month, or like a couple of years. So it really just depends what happens when we reopen.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to go out and really learn some cool stuff, so I can do some more interesting things. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
And for sort of newbies and stuff, because like obviously I am ever one to sort of jump on a bandwagon. I've been sort of trying to cook a bit more as well. Like, is there anything that you kind of recommend people check out if they want to try and get into more vegan cooking?
I mean, there's so many resources out there now.
Yeah.
Like even a few years ago, like, trying to find like good vegan recipes everywhere was difficult, and trying to find good stuff in the supermarket was nearly impossible. And that has like its pluses and minuses. Like now you can go and get ready meals and sausages and all your replacements and stuff like that, and your alternatives pretty easily. When I first went vegan, a lot of it wasn't easily available and wasn't great, so it sort of forced me into cooking more. So I'd say like if you already cook, like you think you're decent at cooking or you enjoy doing it, just start finding recipes of stuff that you'd like to eat. That's pretty much it. There's not a huge amount of difference in terms of like following a recipe for something that's for omnivores and something that's for a vegan diet. If you've not cooked anything at all and you're just trying to like get yourself into it, just start with simple stuff. Make nice pastas. Like that ramen thing I've been doing. The recipe, like I said, is pretty intensive. But if you don't make your own broth, you buy your own oil and stuff, and it's pretty simple to do. So just like little bits like that. Or make a burger. I should always probably be promoting burgers. That's my bread and butter. Yeah.
Are we going to see sort of a post-lockdown burger?
Probably, yeah. I don't know what that will be. We were talking about doing some more collaborations because we did one with Crazy Pedro's.
Yeah.
And we did, and we've got another one sort of lined up. Hopefully, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. Probably. Want to do something with Ugly Vegan. So yeah, trying to do something really stupid with them. We had the Death by Tacos one, and that was really good. So probably come up with some stupid stuff. I did cheeseburger spring rolls the other week, so maybe they'll find their way onto the menu, but I'm not sure yet.
Well, we'll talk about music as well because of the majority. Esoteric Youth seems to be back after God knows how long. So I was trying to figure this out because I know that you posted the new stuff and it was like 6 years.
Yeah.
Since anything, but like when was the last show?
Probably about 6 years ago. We played like Kaina's 10-year anniversary thing.
Yeah.
Which was a weird show because it was Old Skin played as well, which I played bass in, and I was playing in the Kaina live band as well. So it was 3 sets that night, and we sort of running up to that show, we'd kind of run out of steam. Like Old Skin has taken up all my free time. I obviously had like V Rev were starting to open the new place or like working towards that, so I was taking up more time as well. So we just like said, oh yeah, this is our show, and then just sacked it off. So it was nice to get back doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit unexpected maybe, the reunion that no one asked for, but everyone gets.
But like, so where did the conversation come from in terms of like starting it back up again? Like, was it just a case of you guys, I guess, a long enough period of time had gone by and you were sort of like, should we do this again? Like, was that kind of how it went?
It was a weird one. I'd been writing some solo stuff. Like years ago, we started this band called Stairs that never actually recorded or anything. Actually, no, we did record, but we never put the music out. It just sort of like floundered somewhere.
Right.
So I started writing more stuff for that. That's what I do sort of in my spare time, is like write for this bedroom project that's never going to happen. And Joe had some time free up, so like Joe does no studio, and he plays in Esoteric Youth. So I was like, oh, we'll book that. I'll record like a song or two, and then we'll just put it out. It'll be chill. And then a day or two before we were supposed to record, I was like, oh, I wrote a song that sounds like Esoteric Youth. And we jokingly said, "Oh, we'll do a split with ourselves." That was like how it happened. We got down to the studio, recorded the Esoteric Youth song, and we were just chatting. And I said I had like a couple more riffs, so we put another song together, and that's the Greatest Seal, like the first one on there. That we just sort of smashed together in a few minutes at the studio, and then it was like, oh, we've got two tracks. We'll just record these instead. So my bedroom thing again doesn't happen, but you get two more Esoteric Youth songs.
So like, in terms of it kind of getting the ball rolling again, because obviously you have now come into, I guess, the 21st century in terms of like all the social media's back up there.
Yeah.
Like you've sort of released images of merch and stuff again. So, and I know obviously Joe's like insanely busy with the studio and Pine. You're insanely busy with V Rev. Well, obviously not at the moment, but like V Rev in general. But was the plan for Esoteric Youth to be like a functioning touring band again, or was it just something that you guys would pick up as and when? What was the situation?
I don't think it'll be a touring band. Like, it'd be really fun too. You know, I love hanging out with the guys. The last tour we did, which was the tour Centuries, that was super fun. Like, really enjoyed that. But like you said, Joe's busy. He's got Leached as well that he plays in.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course.
So that takes up a lot of his time. But you know, it'd be nice to play a few shows here and there. Writing an album at the moment, so hopefully by the time lockdown's over, I can like book us in and we'll go record that. But I don't think it'll be like loads of tours. It'll be like odd one-off show, unless you know something wild happens or we all have like tons of free time all of a sudden.
And like in general, because obviously like back in the day, like me and Fiona put you guys on a couple of times.
Yeah.
And like you said, you did the tour with Centuries, did a couple of sort of other like UK based tours and stuff. Has there been like much reception since you put the new tracks out and stuff?
Yeah, like we sold a bunch of t-shirts. Like we had a few people, you know, messaging and stuff saying they really enjoyed it and like that it was wild that we were back, which is nice. I don't know how like popular that sort of sound is these days compared to like when we were first doing it. And when we were doing it before, we were sort of part of a really distinct scene, like, or at least I feel like we were in the UK. All the sort of Church of Fuck bands were. Like all fun. But no, it's been positive, you know. As much as two songs with no fanfare and not having a big social media following or anything's gonna get you. But, yeah. No, I'm proud of them. I think they're solid songs. They're gross.
Yeah, man.
So
and like I don't know, like not in a sort of like a nostalgic way at all, but like as you say, there was that very sort of specific sound that like you guys, Razor Eater, like all kind of had. it's nice to see that like that's not completely dead. In like, I think
Yeah,
me being like a massive like early Deathwish fan and stuff, like it's nice to see that UK bands are still sort of churning out that sound as well.
yeah. I mean, that's my favorite sort of stuff. I really like, you know, melodic hardcore and stuff, and I like tough guy sort of thing as well. But
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a big soft spot for anything that's just kind of gross. So yeah, it's fun doing that. And Razor Eater was supposed to be recording an LP
Oh, really?
during lockdown. Yeah, they posted something about it because I saw them starting to be a bit more active, and then they posted something up being like, we're supposed to be recording an album. So hopefully that means they're back properly. We can play some shows together.
That would
Be
be
fun.
sick. That'd be really cool. But just in terms of kind of like other stuff, obviously, like you were filling in with Ithaca on the Big Thief,
Yeah,
sort of thing. So like, I know kind of talking with you and sort of Mills and Sam, like in terms of that kind of setup, like it kind of works as and when. But like, I don't know, for you being a quote unquote fit player sort of thing, like does that sort of situation work for you? Because like, I guess you kind of get the best of both worlds in the fact that like you get to do these awesome shows and stuff, but maybe you don't reap the rewards, kind of like the writing side of things. Like, how do you kind of find like kind of pulling yourself away from those things?
like I loved doing that tour. It was amazing. I was supposed to fill in for a tour earlier in the year as well.
Yeah.
But I ended up in hospital during that, which was a shame. And yeah, like you said, like that tour was the best sort of tour to come back to playing shows. Like, ridiculous 5-star catering, places to stay, everything like that. It was completely unlike any other tour I've done before. So that was great. And I think like I can't say for sure. Like I think I was supposed to be doing most of the other shows that Ithaca had booked for like during this lockdown, and some of the tours that had been cancelled after that. And yeah, I'd love to sort of do that more full time. Obviously, I live in Manchester. They want to find someone who can actually get to all the practices and stuff. So I understand that, and yeah, I'd love to write and stuff with them, but it's I think Sam does like the majority of the writing sort of music wise. I don't really know how the process works with them, and it's not really a conversation we've broached. But you know, if they want to come and hire me full time, they can they can message me, and then we'll see what happens.
That's cool. And just in terms of kind of like, I don't know, like not in terms of kind of missing out, because you said that obviously there was the Euro tour that Ithaca were meant to be doing well earlier this month. But mate, time's just fucking gone out the window, isn't it?
It's stupid, yeah.
But like, Mills has just said absolutely not, mate. But like in terms of kind of that sort of like where plans have kind of gone sort of thing, like how are you kind of readjusting in some aspects, like during this sort of downtime? Are you kind of like, I don't know, like are you finding stuff to kind of preoccupy yourself? Like how are you kind of doing with it?
Yeah, like I said, I'm writing this album, like the Esoteric Youth thing. So I think I'm like 6 or 7 songs down on that. So that's taken up a bit of time. Doing the cooking and stuff, that's been great as well for really honing in on these time-consuming recipes that I wouldn't usually get the energy for when I'm done with work. That's been good. I do art and stuff. So I did the art for the Esoteric Youth stuff. I just did a couple of t-shirts for Geist, which I think they put up for pre-order today. So I'm taking commissions for that as well. If anyone wants to go on DRRTO, they can get some designs super cheap off me at the moment. But yeah, I'm trying to do that, and then obviously I've got like a huge pile of V Rev related stuff that I need to work my way through. But so much of it's just up in the air at the moment. It's a weird one to really get going on. But yeah, I've got enough to do. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight over Zoom, so that'll be fun.
So many people are doing this, and I feel like I'm like fully missing out on it. Like I have no like concept of how to play it or anything, and like over like it's weird. So during the lockdown, I've really got into Community. I've been like absolutely.
Yeah. I think everyone has like blasted that on Netflix.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so obviously they've like got the episode where they do Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'd really like to get into it. And then as I had that thought, everyone was like, oh, I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons on Zoom, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, drop me a message after this, and we'll see about getting you in. We're doing some little things. It's good fun. It's just nice to chat to your mates and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when this first started kicking off, like everyone was on house party, and I was doing like chatting to people on Zoom and stuff, and doing some like quizzes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think the novelty's worn off now.
Yeah.
Just sort of doing that sort of thing seems like a massive amount of effort. I think people are just like less likely to do it. So having this sort of D&D thing is a good way where you can just sort of have a chat for a while and then kill some orcs. So
yeah. That's cool. One thing I did forget to ask you, like in terms of the tour that we were on, is it a bit more kind of personal, but how's your knee now?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I injured it just being an idiot and stomping around too much on stage. My one move, actually not, my two moves, lifting my bass up and stamping as hard as I can. And apparently, like, when you're into your 30s, you can't do it quite as aggressively. But no, it's fine. Like, I was surprised with how long it took to heal up, to be honest. Like, I was wearing that knee brace for like 2 weeks or something after.
Yeah.
But you know, luckily I was stuck indoors anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess so. But just to kind of like before I let you sort of round off sort of thing, like how I'm kind of ending this is just asking people like what are they kind of most looking forward to, apart from the obvious, like when we come out of lockdown, what's the thing that you're most looking forward to?
The thing I'm most looking forward to, like, probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most is like just hugging my best friend, having some like actual human contact. Like that's like number one. And then after that, like getting to a show, getting some food out at a restaurant or something, you know, that'd be good. Probably live music, because it'd been a while anyway, other than the tour, since I'd really been able to get to much. And now being stuck and like knowing I definitely can't go to anything. I'll go to like just the worst Crush show or anything, like just literally anything.
That's the thing, like I get, oh, somebody said who's your best mate?
Oh, it's her. She's just being alone.
But like that's the thing, I get everyone's trying to sort of adapt and everything like that, but like, and obviously bands are having to sort of adapt their world, and we're seeing obviously like these online festivals and things like that, and like I don't know, like for me personally I just can't get into it. Like I prefer like that sense of, I know we can't have it at the moment, but that live experience, and just I don't know, sitting in front of my screen watching someone play their acoustic guitar.
It's not the same. Like I think there's a reason that live albums and stuff like that don't really like hit for me.
Yeah.
Like there's some cool ones and stuff but most of the time it's like I'd rather listen to the studio version, because you don't get any of the actual energy through really when you're just listening to something live. And then when you take the crowd out of that completely as well, and it is just like I know everyone watched that Code Orange thing. I didn't end up watching it in the end, but you know the album also did, and apparently that was sick. But I can't imagine like that sort of stuff would really translate without the crowd there. So
no, and I think like what made that Code Orange thing a bit like more different, a bit more unique, was that they'd obviously shot it, and then old Sonny from Hate by Six was able to kind of splice up and edit things, and it had the energy of a live show. Whereas like I don't know now, because obviously that was a time before like total lockdown.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like you're getting the weird Zoom of like here's one guy on the guitar, here's one guy on bass, here's one guy
Yeah.
on vocals, and it's just, I don't know, there's that kind of detachment sort of, and yeah, I don't know, for
Yeah.
me personally, it's just not
People
working.
aren't going to be able to feed off each other or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I saw something on Twitter earlier, which was a Minecraft show. Someone
Did
like
not
a
notice
wall of
it.
death. No, not a noise. It was like some like metalcore thing with Minecraft wall of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Apparently, it was like a whole festival in Minecraft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Block by Block West or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw about that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to check it out of intrigue, but at the same time, like, just that little clip was enough for me to go.
Yeah. Not for me. No.
But cool, Dom. Thank you for stopping by. I will give you the opportunity to shout out anything that you want to shout out.
Shout out to V Rev, best restaurant in Manchester. Am I allowed to do that? Can I shout out myself? Shout out to all my friends and family, anyone who's tuned in and stuff, and shout out to Eating Plants and Worshipping Satan.
Cool, Dom. Lovely to hear from you. Lovely to see you, and hopefully you'll be in person a lot sooner rather than later. Yeah. Really hope we get to see you soon, man. Yeah, man. Cheers. Take it easy. All right, see ya. Bye. Cheers. Bye.